This video is very kindly sponsored by MPB.
No. Back. Down. Not that way. Hello, and welcome to the Menai Straits here in North Wales, and what is now week 3 of this project, I think. Episode 2. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll stick episode 1 in the description or up here or something. Basically, I'm spending the next 6 months shooting here at home in North Wales, and it's not really going to plan. I think we're a bit behind schedule. I say we're, that's my brain trying to share the responsibility. It's completely down to me. But I've not been shooting much because the weather's been pretty bad. And on the one day I did go shooting, I spent most of my time on the floor. Whoa! I'll edit that out. Seriously, I fell over 3 times and nearly a 4th. For lots of different lighting conditions to shoot in. Anyway, this is quite a famous spot that I've not shot much at before. And well, it turns out I probably should have checked photo pills first because, well, the sun is right in the middle of the shot. And I think in a couple of months' time it'll be better when the sun is rising, well, further north and further to the east. A bit too far south at the minute. I think it'll also be a better shot when there's some foliage on the trees, but never mind. You might think it's a bit strange for me not to consult tools like photo pills, particularly in a project like this where I've given myself 6 months to essentially photograph half a country. Seems a reasonable thing to do, but thing is, I find when I plan everything meticulously, like exact shots where I know precisely where the light's going to be and stuff, it becomes less an activity of discovery and surprise, and more, for me at least, like just a box ticking exercise, which I don't really like. And obviously there is an element of planning that's gone into this. I've thought today about where I want to go, for example, and I've looked at Google Maps. I'm not saying I don't do any planning, but I just don't want to know everything about a place and what I'm going to find before I get there, because I do value the element of surprise. Yeah. I'm 36 years old, wife, 2 kids. Here's the main thing I've learned about life so far. Never, ever eat pastry in your own car, except for in real emergencies like being a bit hungry. It's not worth it. No! Where's that gone? I'm waiting semi-patiently for that camper van to move, and ideally for the people behind the sports car to move too. I'm going to get run over. But this scene with the car could work very nicely. Right, off they go. Is the camper van moving too? It is. Right, I'm in. I actually really like this scene from here, but this lamppost is being a bit awkward. I don't like it, well, either intersecting with the garden door or the chimney up there. And if I'm stood here, it cuts right through those windows, so not sure about that. Maybe if I go further this way, but then I need to shoot really wide. Yeah. Maybe that still works actually. Although 28mm feels a bit strange for me. So this is a little spot called Borth-y-Gest, and I was here, was it last summer or the summer before? shooting. I can't remember, but it's very nice here, and there's some really nice diffuse light at the minute as well. These days I tend to look less at cloud cover when I'm hoping to go out and shoot in sunshine, and more at cloud height, cloud base. And if the cloud base is above, I don't know, 5,000–6,000 meters, then even if there's cloud, I know that the light is going to be pretty nice. And at the moment, at least, it certainly is nice. That's a photogenic shot right there. I'll have to come back here to Portmadog, I think. I'm keen, obviously, in this project to show the beauty of North Wales, the mountains, the coast, but also in terms of its kind of human history and even the present day. It's quite a working class place. So I also want to show the mines, the mining towns, things like that. So yeah, I'll come back to Portmadog at some point, I think, but we'll see. Basically, strategy-wise, I'm thinking of splitting this project into two halves, and they won't necessarily be the same length. But basically, first half, which I'm in now, is to try and build a project, shoot in a variety of places across the region, and then the second half, I will try and refine that project. I'll go back to places that I've already shot in the hope of improving the photos that I've got there. That's my plan, and if I don't stick to that plan, I'll basically end up going back to the same places over and over, getting the same shots, hopefully improving on them, but ultimately not ending up with a project. So yeah, I'm going to stop for some lunch and some fuel. And I'm not going to buy anything that flakes. I'll refrain from giving you a breakdown of all of my culinary exploits today, but suffice to say that most of my chicken wrap went in my mouth and not in the car, so that's a positive. And now I'm waiting for some seagulls to take off from the roof of a Sports Direct. Not on my bingo card this morning, but it caught my eye as I drove past, so here we are. And not a scene that I think will make the final book, if there is a book from this project, but my rule is to stop whenever I think it might be worth stopping. Yeah. Come on, fly. This little breakwater here is silhouette heaven this time of day when the sun's over there. It's really nice. Also, about a year ago, I think it was, on this channel, I made a video about mist filters and why I never use mist filters. Basically, long story short, software, I think, is a better solution. Or certainly a more controllable solution, because if you have a mist filter on and you think, for example, the effect is too strong, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. in post. Anyway, since I made that video, there have been a couple of times where curiosity has got the better of me and I've stuck a mist filter on, and I'm yet to find a situation where I think the effect looks too strong, or where I don't like the effect. So today I decided to commit to an entire day of using it, and I guess I'll see what the results look like when I get home. Yeah, I don't like the results at all, so it's going in the bin. It's too strong. I won't actually put it in the bin. I'll give it away to someone who wants it, but I don't want it on serious reflection. That's the town of Criccieth, by the way. Lovely town. Anyway, video. Well, I've left Criccieth, as you can see, and I'm pleased I did. I mean, I love it there, and I feel like the times that I've been, I've just been scratching the surface. So I'm hopeful that I'll spend an entire day there shooting at some point this summer. But I wanted to come and check out this church and this graveyard, and I'm pleased I did, because the light is perfect, diffuse in exactly the right spot, I think. We've got 3 hours until sunset, so I've got 2 hours more that I can shoot. If you haven't watched the first episode, I'm not shooting in gold now for this project for reasons I explained in that first video, but yeah, 2 hours left to shoot, and I'll have to decide whether I stay here or move on, but I'm pleased I came to check it out. My only gripe at the minute is that the tide's out, which potentially, I don't know, I'll have to take a proper look at the photos, but potentially makes the background a bit more confusing than it needs to be, particularly on a day like this with diffuse light, no wind. The sea would be very reflective of the light, and so it would really simplify the background. But the tide's out, so what are you going to do? Again, you could argue that I should have done my research, but had it been in, I'd have been very, very pleased by the surprise. So you win some, you lose some. Really nice here though. I always feel like you should be quiet at graveyards. That is a thing, isn't it? I've not made that up in my head. Anyway, I'm talking loads, just trying to talk quietly. Yorkies have always been my favourite chocolate bar, I would say. Don't care what the variety is, I love all of them. Although my memory of Yorkies as a kid was that the slogan here in the UK in the 90s was, "It's not for girls." Which even then as a kid, I remember thinking, that's a punchy marketing strategy. It didn't last. Who'd have thought? Anyway, that church, I think I will want to go back to later in the project, perhaps at a higher tide. Same light, but a higher tide. For this project, on my Google Maps, I've got a lot of pins, and I've separated those pins into 3 buckets: morning light, afternoon light, and atmospheric light, so rain, for instance. And I stick by what I said this morning about planning and not over planning, and I don't want to get too much more complicated than those 3 pots of Google pins, but yeah, tide might also need to be a consideration. Golden hour has started, so I must cease shooting. Again, for reasons that I explained in the first video. If you've not checked that out yet, please do so. Thank you for watching this video though. It's been a pretty typical day of shooting here in Wales, and hopefully there are lots more days like this to come this summer. Otherwise, this project will be tricky to finish. So we'll see. But thank you for watching this video. Lots more to come. And a big thank you to MPB for sponsoring this week's video. MPB, as far as I'm concerned, is the place to both buy and sell used camera equipment online. And if you're looking to sell kit that you're no longer using, MPB is a fantastic place to do so. You can get an instant quote on their website, and if you're happy with that quote, then they will arrange for a courier to come to your house, pick up the kit, and they'll pay you very quickly once they've assessed it. It's brilliant. And if you're looking to add to your kit, then MPB have thousands of cameras and lenses to choose from. And you can buy used and save hundreds, if not thousands, obviously depending on what you're buying. And you can do so safe in the knowledge that everything on MPB comes with a warranty. Brilliant company. I've used them extensively for the past 5 or 6 years at least, I think, and I couldn't recommend them enough. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video when I won't be in Wales. We're going on a trip tomorrow, and I'll make a couple of videos on that trip, so I'll see you there. And I'm going to move the car before another farmer asks me for money. See you soon. Cheers.